okay with 30 minutes or 1 hour focused studying, okay? Instead of like just so you could say, I studied today, but did you retain the information, right? Just to do that 1 hour you said you're going to do every day. It's nice to have us, and they
Mhm.
should follow that schedule. Set a time, a place, a specific spot where they study. But I'm a big fan of what you said, consistency. It doesn't matter if that's 15 minutes, 30 minutes a day, and if they're working, their flashcards on their break, it's real easy. I have audio lectures. My students listen to them on their drive to work, on their drive to school. So if you have those, because I believe that you don't have to see me to learn pharmacology. So my lessons in pharmacology are in audio. You just have to listen to me and there'll be retention. But for math, you have to see me do how it's solved. So it's videos for math. For law, you don't have to see me too. Just listen. But if you're driving, for me, it's a 40-minute drive one way to get to the campus. I love podcasts. I love audiobooks. And I have students who drive an hour to get to school. And so I tell them don't waste that time. Funny thing, one of my students said, I was listening to your audio lectures before bed trying to remember the drugs, and when I woke up I thought you were in my room because it was still playing. But that was, I said, kind of creepy. But I said, you do what you gotta do, you know? Because retention, you hear me. You don't have to see me when I talk about these drugs, but they listen to this pharmacology stories. Like, I had this patient before, this is what happened, and then they remember the side effects. So if you make it like storytelling, like, it's long term, it sticks in the head. And so find something funny, writing on the book, writing on having a notebook, just that consistency, cards,
Mhm.
15 minutes every time you get a break, every time you get a chance. Almost all my students work. And so I have a morning and a night class. So the night works in the daytime, the morning works in the afternoon after here. But the really responsible ones, diligent ones, and really are serious at doing this, you'll see them on their break time, either on their phone. It's very hard now to tell compared to back in the day. Don't be on your phones. So now there's tools on the phone. I even created my own mobile app. And it's because, again, an answer to another student, I wish I could carry you in my pocket with me so that I could take you anywhere with me. And now I was thinking, if you can't beat them, join them. But of course, on certain parts of the lecture, when I'm really lecturing and there's no need for a phone, I want them to put away their phones. But this is the generation where you have an app for everything, a tool for everything, an AI for everything, and it's right there at their fingertips. I said, I wish I was studying during this time. It would be so much easier.
Yeah, well, and I think it's important to use the tools that you've got. And also at the end of the
Yes.
day, you got to put in the work. I mean, we have had a bunch of courses for a bunch of different topics, and it turns out that there's a pretty good correlation between the amount of
I've
studying
been
that you
preaching
do
about
and
that.
how good your score is at the end, right?
One of focused work, yeah. We do have students sitting in the classroom. They think just showing up in class is enough, not doing the homework, not doing the studying, not doing everything. I said it has to be both showing up and doing the work, both.
Yeah. Well, great. And I feel like that is just, we've covered almost everything I want to talk about today, but I wanted to kind of ask you one last question here, which is for the people that are listening and they're just looking to start the journey towards becoming a pharmacy technician or taking the
Okay,
PTCE. What advice do you have for
like you
them?
said, study. That's big. Nobody took the PTCE just, even if they're pharmacy technicians already, who just walked in and said, I'm going to wing it. There's no such thing. When I took it, I'm a pharmacist. I still browsed a book, a PTCE review book. I finished it cover to cover, and I'm a pharmacist. I finished it cover to cover before I said I'm going to take it because I wanted to show that, you know what, the practice that you have, you don't pull those drugs all the time, especially if you're in a specialty setting. In a hospital, you pull the same drugs. In a specialty setting where you make, say, HRT, you pull just HRT. In retail, you may be able to pull a lot more. So even seasoned pharmacy techs or pharmacists, should still review or study only the content, but the format. Having a practice bank, a practice test helps before because the format and preparing you or a simulation of the test helps you a lot. So I paid for a practice test as well before I took the PTCE because I want to simulate. I want to see what's ahead of me. And when you're prepared, there's less to no anxiety. I always say this. Anxiety happens when you're not prepared. Yeah, it's normal to get nervous every now and then. And I always tell this to my students. Being anxious is the same as being excited. It's the same feeling. It's a matter of how you want to look at it. Are you excited to take the test or are you anxious to take the test? I'd rather go with I'm excited to take the test. It's the same feeling. It's coming from the same place, but you're only going to have that feeling of excitement if you know that you prepared for the test. There'll be a lot of tools available to them. Another advice would be do not overwhelm yourself by getting so many tools. You're going to get overwhelmed. So stick to one or two. Stick to one or two, and they're more than enough because there's not going to be you got everything. One or two would be more than enough. The one that speaks to you, even just one review book is enough. That any review book that covers all of this knowledge domains in the blueprint and have good reviews on Amazon if they want to get it on Amazon. Read the reviews, why they're useful. I always tell the students don't spend too much. Like, oh, but I still want this before I take the test, and I still want this before I take the test. No, stop that. Use what you have. So prepare and do not overdo the tools or the references. One, stick to one or two. You should be good to go, but truly prepare.
Yeah, that's great. Well, thank you so much. This has been Board Certified, hosted by Tyler and Cassandra from Achievable, with Lorraine Lohner from PTCB Exam Tutor on YouTube. And Achievable has great online courses for the USMLE Step 1, MCAT, PTCE, NPT, CSCS, and others. You can try them out for free by going to achievable.me.